Hello, guys, and welcome. My name is Vivian O'Callaghan. I'm coming to you today answering what I believe is the number one question I get asked. How much is DasCoin going to be worth? How much will it be worth on the 28th of April when it goes on the open exchanges? How much will it be in the summer? How much will it be at the end of the year? And so on. So, with that in mind, I'm going to attempt to give some ideas around that. I'm certainly not going to try and predict the future. I can't tell you how much DasCoin is going to be worth. But what I can do is look into the history of what has happened with other coins, what makes a good coin, what gives it value, and then do some maths around that and see what we might come up with. So, as an example, the first thing I want to do is say this: I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving any advice. I'm not giving any investment advice. I'm just literally looking at what has happened historically with the coins in the last 12 to 18 months, and what has caused the coins to that are at the top, what has caused them to get them there, and what value do they have, and what implications might that have when we look at where DasCoin might go. So the first thing is, what gives a coin value? Well, in 2018, I think what gives a coin value is its utility. What is the coin for? What's it going to be used for? It's more than just simply a coin. There needs to be an ecosystem. There needs to be a use case for the coin. So first and foremost, the idea behind the coin and what it's for needs to be clear, needs to be achievable, and needs to have a couple of elements behind it. Namely, they need to have the technology to make that happen, and they need the team that can pull it all together. So it's very important to look at that ecosystem and see does it have relevance for the future? Is it solving a problem? And if so, is the team and technology there to pull it all together and make it happen? So as an example, I'd like to look at, and I'm going to share a screen here, I'd like to look at Ethereum as an example. So Ethereum current value at the moment for one Ethereum is $824. How did it get to here? So, and what's Ethereum about? So Ethereum's main thing is there's probably two parts. One, and first and foremost, it's based around smart contracts. They were the first company really to bring smart contracts to the table, and they were the first to develop it. And on the back of that, they are the number 2 cryptocurrency in the world by market cap at the moment, Bitcoin being number 1. So where did Ethereum come from, and how did it get there? Well, as I said, it's based around smart contracts. Smart contracts are a big deal. They've got first mover advantage. They've done very well with it. And they are bringing out their smart contracts platform as we speak. So, and on top of that, then they've got an ICO platform. And what that means is if you or someone wants to create a new coin, but they aren't creating their own blockchain, they can actually create their cryptocurrency around an ERC20 token, which is an Ethereum token. This allows them to launch their own coin. This can be done on top of Ethereum. Why is that important? Well, it creates huge demand on the Ethereum coin, and certainly has helped in bringing Ethereum from where it was in January 2016 to today, which I'll just go through. But it's done all based around its smart contracts platform and the fact that it can run ICOs. So let's have a quick look, see where it was in January. 2016, which is just over 12 months ago, 13 and a half months ago, if we want to get into it. I think you can see here on this, I've just gone back to January 16, 1st of January 2016, one Ethereum would have cost you 95 cents, less than $1. Where it's at right now, as you can see up here, $824. And that's after a significant correction. It was actually above $1,300. So here's a coin that has obviously grown very rapidly in the space of just over a year, over 800 times the value it was just over 13 months ago. And it's done that on the back of, in my opinion, the fact that it's smart contracts, first mover advantage, and that it does the ICOs. Okay, so what does that mean in the DasCoin world? Well, DasCoin for me, does it have the team? Does it have the technology? It most certainly has the team. I'm not going to go into all the details, but most of you are probably aware of the founders, the four founders. Huge experience in both financial, in Wall Street, in the markets, in general business. So a lot of experience there. But every bit as importantly, for me anyway, it's what other team members have they attracted since. Does the project look good enough for outside people in different business? Have they been attracted to it? And the answer is a resounding yes. I'm not going to start naming them out. Do the research and have a look. An unbelievable and outstanding team with huge history in traditional business, in markets, in finance, in technology. So we certainly have the team there, as well as all the new people that are being added and being employed. On top of that, then there's the technology, and that's where I want to speak about in the main here. The technology. So we've seen how well the likes of Ethereum have done on the back of its smart contracts and ICOs. Well, the good news for us is we are launching our smart contracts platform this year in 2018 as part of our overall ecosystem. And I personally believe that our ecosystem, our smart contracts platform, will at the very least be as good as Ethereum's, but I believe significantly better. I'll give one reason, just as a starting point. Ethereum's platform is not KYC'd, that you don't have to upload passport or proof of address, the know your client details, whereas in the DasCoin platform you do. So for someone actually doing a smart contract with somebody else on the Ethereum platform, you don't have that comfort of knowing that someone has uploaded their details, whereas on the DasCoin platform you will have. There are many other advantages, but I'm not going to go into all the technicals. So long story short, I don't see any reason why we can't get to a point in time where we can have a market cap similar to Ethereum's. Obviously it's going to take a little bit of time, but I don't see any reason why we can't get there. And bearing in mind Ethereum just do smart contracts and have an ICO platform, we have so much more. For example, as I mentioned, they don't do KYC. They have no payment solution like we have. I'm sure you've all heard of DasPay at this stage. We're going to have access to be able to spend our cryptocurrency or DasCoin in 60 million outlets worldwide. Not something that Ethereum have. We have a consortium blockchain. We can offer blockchain as a service. We have tens of thousands, soon to be hundreds of thousands of people out there marketing and promoting the opportunity that is DasCoin. If you look at some ICOs out there, if they have 1,000 people on their Telegram group, it's a big deal. If they have 10,000, it's a huge deal. We have tens of thousands that are backing what DasCoin are purporting to do and spreading the word. So we have a lot of things in our favor. So there's many, many reasons why I think we can have a similar market cap to Ethereum. And in fact, there's many things that we offer that they actually don't, whereas I believe we can offer everything that they have and more. So that would give me great confidence that we can get to a similar market cap to where they are. And as you can see here, their market cap at the moment is just north of 80 billion. Now, to put that into context and where we're at within our ecosystem, if I go here to DasCoin Explorer, you can actually see at the moment, our total number of coins at the moment are 585 million coins is what's been minted so far. And at our approximate rate of 507,000 coins per day. So if you're to extrapolate that out based on those figures, by the time we launch on the open exchanges on the 28th of April, the figures would work out that we'd have roughly 611 million coins out there. Let's take that out 2 months further. And based on these figures, that would give us about 630 million coins that would actually be minted in the DasCoin system. Let's round it to 650 million, just add on a little bit, okay? The rate of minting may increase during that time. So if we're working with about 650 million coins, and we're to look at the total market cap of Ethereum, which to go back is about just north of 80 billion. You can see it here at number 2, Ethereum, just shy now actually of 80 billion. That's how quick these things move. That's Ethereum. They have a market cap of 80 billion. I see no reason why over time we can't get to that. Obviously, it's not going to happen overnight. So let's divide that number by 10, right? And take a 10% of that figure, which is 8 billion. And if we were to divide that by the total number of coins that will be minted 2 months after we go on the exchange, that figure will give you a figure of about $12. Now, that's not a prediction. I'm just simply doing some maths. I'm looking at the history of what has happened with Ethereum, what got them there, and should we get to 10% of Ethereum's market cap and divide by the number of coins that we would have minted at that time, then the answer is $12. I'm just doing some maths, no more than that. And that's doing a comparison against Ethereum, which is obviously a market leader, and it's out there. It's got advantage from that point of view. Another thing I'd like to look at is ICOs. If you look at ICOs that are out there, I did a little run through coinschedule.com, and you can actually get some figures here on what they did in the last couple of years. So in 2017, the total money raised from ICOs was 3.88 billion. Okay, that's a lot of money. There was 211 ICOs done during 2017. That gives an average of about 18 million per coin. But if you look at the top 10, they average 137 million per coin on average. Obviously, you can see here that the largest was 258 million. The smallest of the top 10 was 53 million. So some very significant ICOs were launched, and some really significant money was taken in. If you move that a step further and look at the beginnings of 2018, already there's over $1 billion has been raised in ICOs in a month, just over a month and a half. And again, if you look at the top 10, they averaged 50 million per ICO. In the top 10, there was 344 cryptocurrencies in total. Sorry, that's the wrong figure. There was 43 ICOs done in the first month and a half, and they averaged 24 million per ICO. Why am I talking about the details of the ICOs? Well, obviously, as I'm sure most of you are aware, DasCoin are going to be running a platform where ICOs can be launched. Now, we already know DasCoin are in talks with some significant potential ICOs. And this obviously has huge benefit and huge potential for the value of our coin on the open exchanges. Of course, when you go on the open exchange, you need demand on the coin to drive the price upwards. Obviously, if the demand is low and the volume of coins are high, then it's likely the price goes down. Excuse me. However, if the demand for the coin is high and the number of coins available are low, then you would expect an upward pressure on the price of the coin. So just doing some figures on that, it was predicted and expected by the company that we'll have roughly 40 million coins in circulation on at the date of the launch of the exchange on the 28th of April 2018. 40 million coins. If you just extrapolate that out by an extra 2 months and take it to the end of June, it's going to be approximately 50 million, a very rough figure, okay? So assuming we have 50 million coins on the actually in circulation, well, my prediction, and it's only, again, guesstimation, but I reckon at least a third, about 33% of those would be people that have the coins moved from their hot wallet or from their vault to their hot wallet, available to be sold. But I would suspect the majority, at least a third of those coins aren't actually, the people don't want them for sale. They're going to hold on to them. But let's not use a third. Let's use 20%. If 20% of all the coins that have moved across are there to be held and waiting for in the hope the price is going to go up, that means about 10 million of the coins are on hold, unavailable. I would suspect that about 20% as well of those coins are coins that are going to actually be spent on ICOs. For example, if Michael, Terry and the DasCoin team vet and check and work with some of these ICOs and they deem them good enough, and they're going to go, they're going picking the cream of the crop, and they deem them good enough to offer out to the network of DasCoin members, such as myself and yourself, well, if they've done that research, I know I've got involved in ICOs. I know many people within DasCoin and outside of DasCoin that have gotten involved in ICOs. without that level of education or having it checked out by people with the knowledge that we have in the team of DasCoin. So if they're coming to us and saying, well, look, here's an ICO, it's going on our platform, we believe it's very good, potentially we get a discount as well for being in within the DasCoin ecosystem. For me, I'm going to be hugely interested in getting involved in that ICO. The potential for it to be successful is higher than most. So that's going to be of interest to me and many, many more. So I'm predicting about 20% of money that would be available in Hot Wallet will actually be spent buying into some of these ICOs. Now, for people who are not within the DasCoin ecosystem and want to take part in these ICOs, the only way they're going to be able to do that is go onto the exchange and buy some. That's creating demand. Where's the scarcity? Well, if there's 50 million in Hot Wallet available to be spent at that time, towards the end of June, and 20% are being held, that's 10 million. 20% are going to be used on an ICO, that's another 10 million. That only leaves you with 30 million actually available to be sold. People that might actually put them on the exchange willing to sell them. Now, can you imagine if we have only just 2 ICOs? And based on the averages that I spoke about earlier, and bear in mind the average for the top 20 in 2018 are 50 million, that's 100 million that would be looked to be raised by 2 ICOs based on those figures. Again, all guesstimates. That's 100 million that needs to be raised. If there's only 30 million coins available being sold, that's going to put very significant upward pressure on the value of those coins. And bearing in mind, that's only talking about people who are looking to get into 2 specific ICOs. That doesn't take into account all the people who actually want to just buy some DasCoin to be involved in DasCoin, because when it goes public and people start to see what DasCoin has to offer, not just the smart contracts that I've talked about, not just the ICO platforms we spoke about, but also the payment solution that's unique to DasCoin with DasPay, thanks to Carter Worldwide and their link with DasCoin. The consortium blockchains, the blockchain as a service, the hybrid vehicle of between being centralized and decentralized, the tens of thousands of people that are already in it and involved in it and promoting the idea of it. There are so many reasons why I believe people are going to want to get involved in DasCoin. So you start doing the maths there, you start to get an idea of where the value of DasCoin potentially could be. And again, I'm not making any predictions here. I'm just simply doing some maths. I've compared it to the likes of Ethereum. I divided it by 10. I divided it then by the number of coins that would actually be in circulation. Well, minted, not actually in circulation. So in theory, when I divide it by 650 million, that actually wouldn't be an accurate figure. I should be dividing by a much lower number, and the lower the number you divide by, the bigger the answer is getting. So, look, for me, I'm making no predictions there, but I'm just giving a little indication as to where this could be. But if you have 30 million coins available to be bought and 2 ICOs looking to raise 100 million and other people looking to buy DasCoin as well via the exchange, to me, then there's potential for the coin to be 3, 6, 10, over what period of time, who knows. But I'll put it like this: for people that are selling their coins on the blockchain based exchange that's currently up and running and selling them at 50 cents, not something I'd be doing personally. Obviously everyone should do their own thing and whatever suits their own pocket and whatever suits their own circumstances. But would you sell the coins for 50 cents if you thought that they were going to be $3, $6, $10 in a number of months or a number of years? I know I wouldn't. But again, I just like to finish this the same way as I started it. I'm not giving any investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. What people do with their coins, their money, is completely up to themselves. They need to do their own due diligence. And I would say this. I don't have a crystal ball. I ordered mine from Amazon. Apparently they're sold out. There's a lot of people on the internet appear to have one because they're predicting all sorts. But what I would say is I think the future of DasCoin is hugely bright. And anyone that doesn't know the detail should look into the detail before they sell their coins at 50 cents. That would be my advice. Check it out, do your own work on it. But with that, I'm going to say thanks for listening. I thought I'd get it done a bit quicker, but there you go. And if you found it useful, let me know, and we'll take it from there. More videos to follow. Thanks for your time.